Welcome back to another Surviving Mars Pioneer video team machine. And I figured since I played through this whole game and there's still people watching these videos, and for anybody that wants to start playing this game, or for anybody that has been playing this game and maybe ran into some trouble or anything, I want to do a quick beginner's guide, some tips and tricks and all that type stuff, because as you can see, you know, I'm pretty much well established in the game. Like I said, I've played through the whole thing. You can check my playthrough. I got a whole playlist of it, including the last episode where I make it off of Mars and I take my shuttle home, which was actually recent, but you can check my whole playthrough out. But yeah, I just wanted to go through and do a quick beginner's guide / tips and tricks video. So there's two main points to this game. Obviously, surviving Mars. That's the title, Surviving Mars Pioneer. So you need to survive and you need to progress. The way you progress is basically following all your objectives, your mission objectives. That is how you progress throughout the game. You got to do exactly what the objective says. There's going to be side missions, which is under exploration, and then there's going to be base progression, which is stuff that you could do to build up your base. Now, obviously, you're going to have to build your base anyway to progress. That's going to be part of your main objectives. It's going to ask you to build different machines, you know, different fabricators, all that type stuff, because you're going to need that stuff to survive and also to progress. So the main thing to surviving is oxygen and eating. Alright, now if you look at my pack, the basic stuff that I take out with me every trip I do is going to be oxygen, it's going to be power cells for whatever vehicle I'm using, and it's going to be food. Alright, that is what you need to survive out there. You don't really need anything else. You're going to come across some other stuff that you can... I hate when it does this. You're going to come across stuff out in the world when you're exploring that you can bring back with you and you can use, but a lot of it you're not going to need. So you can see all this shit that I still have, like these raw materials like magnetite, perovskite, whatever that is, stuff like this, you're not really going to use unless, you know, you want to go on and do some side mission stuff. You know what I mean? You can turn other stuff in here to your research station, and that's going to get you RP, which is research points, and those research points are going to allow you to open up new areas. It's going to allow you to progress further and all that stuff. So like I said, when you go out and you're doing exploration missions and you're exploring new areas, the main stuff you want to bring with you is oxygen, food, and power cells. Now there's technically 3 ways that you can get around in this game. The main way that you start off with is your jetpack. Now your jet boost is, it only lasts so long. You see the bar up top, and you got till it runs out, obviously. But you can upgrade your jet boost to make that, you know, longer and last. Makes you last in the air longer. I think I might have upgraded mine twice, maybe 3 times, but that's the first way. And then the next way is going to be the hover bike. The hover bike is the one that you're going to use the most, I would say, until you get this, until you get the rover. The rover is the third and final way. So the hover bike, each one has its own positives and negatives. So let's start with the hover bike. The hover bike is fast. It's a lot faster than the rover. It's like a lot, you know, easier to maneuver. You can get around quicker. You can get around things easier. Obviously, because it's a bike. You know what I mean? Both means of transportation take power cells. I don't really know. I haven't kept track of which one dies quicker or which one uses power quick. They both use power the same. You got a clock that counts down right here. Mine's at 3:35, 34, 33. So they both count down the same way, but I don't know what their starting timer is at. I want to say the power cell for the rover is like 5 minutes and some change. I don't know. Let me put one in here and see. I don't know if it'll I don't think it'll restart. No, it doesn't. It just picks up when I'm done with the original power cell. So the bike is the pros about the bike are it's quicker. It's quicker. It's easier to handle, and you can get around shit a lot smoother. You know what I mean? You can get over crevices and stuff like that. Like you seen, I just jumped that little valley there. You can't do that in the rover. You're gonna fall right in and get stuck. And then if your rover gets stuck, you're gonna have to come back to your base, go to the platform and recall it. So if you do end up getting one of your vehicles stuck, don't worry. You just gotta make it back to the base and then come to the station and recall it, and it'll come back. So you can't ever lose your vehicles, but you can get them stuck and have to hoof it all the way home to recall it. I like the rover more only because two things. When you're inside of it, you get oxygen, and when you're inside of it, you can eat. So if you're out and about and you're starting to starve and you have food and you're in an area where you need your mask on, you can't eat with your mask on. You got to remember that. So if there's no oxygen in whatever building you're in, you can't eat either. So if you're in a building where there's oxygen, then you can eat because your mask is up. Well, when you're in the rover, you're getting oxygen and you can eat. So that's one thing. The second thing is all the storage. You know, you got your backpack that you can store in, which you can upgrade and make bigger, but when you bring out the rover, you have these 8 stations that you can store stuff in, plus you have this big box in the back that you can store shit in. So the rover is my probably top pick for transportation. I'll drive it a little bit so you can see how it handles. It's the same driving method as the bike. You got the 2 joysticks. You pull the left one to go left, you pull the right one to go right, push them both forward, push them both back to go reverse, all that good stuff. And like I said, same thing. You got the clock that counts down the same speed as the hover bike. So that's your means of transportation. Progressing to get these means of transportation, you want to progress to build your bunker too, your base. As you can see, I have all these wind turbines. I got that satellite up there, and I think I even have like some solar panels. So let's start with powering your base. You need to add these transformers to your base to power them, but to power the transformers you need wind turbines and solar panels. So the wind turbines is the main means of power. You can connect them using different methods, as far as like these junction connectors here, and then you can add these connector tubes and all that. Now when you put them next to each other, I'll show you, it connects them automatically. So that's not what we want. Alright. So I'm going to deconstruct it, right? Alright. There's the wind turbine that I just deconstructed. Alright, so here's connectors. I can connect it to any of these connectors, right? Here. You press B to change the direction. And you can see it's green. That means it's connected. When it's green, that means it'll connect to any of those. So I can connect to all 3 of them. Right? And it automatically connects it. Now on your transformer, it shows you the capacity, how much you can connect to it. So out of 20, I'm using 12. That means I can still connect a couple more things to it to get that full 20 power out of it. Solar panels, the same thing. You connect it close enough and it automatically connects it to any connection point, to the transformer, all that. You saw how the wind turbine turned green. That meant it was going to connect. Well, it's the same thing with the solar panel. So that's how you power up your ship, or your base.
Oxygen level below 50%.
Now you see, I had a couple different tools that you're automatically given when you start the game. You have the extractor, you have the constructor, and you have the scanner. Now the scanner is only used out and about when you're looking for drones and droids that you need to open up and stuff. You got to scan them to unlock them. Sometimes you got to scan anything that tells you need to scan it. This is what you're going to use. No target is found. When you're aiming at something that you can scan, it'll pop up on your screen. Now the extractor is your main tool that you're going to use. That's how you get all your raw materials that you build with. All these, like the extractor, you can upgrade. I don't think you can upgrade the scanner or the constructor, but the extractor you can upgrade to last longer. So all you do is point, you see ice pops up, progress, you pull the trigger, bam, that just gave me ice. And it goes into anything you scan, goes into your backpack. Now watch when I hold it too long. You can see it starting to turn yellow. Now red, it's overheating and it's hurting me. My health is 84%. Your hunger is the middle one. No, I'm sorry, the health is red. The health is going back up. When you get hurt, it goes back up when you got your mass down. The middle one, yellow, is your hunger and all that. That's at 59%, so when you eat or drink water, it goes up. The blue is your oxygen. Again, you can see the outline of my mask here. When you see that, that means your mask is down and you're using up your oxygen. Anytime you need to refill your oxygen, grab your pack, get an oxygen tank, and it goes right there on your glove. And it automatically goes up to 100. So your extractor is going to be your main tool that you use. Now as you progress on, you're going to unlock this rocket ship. This rocket ship is how you get funds. Funds is how you can buy new blueprints for equipment and fabricators and stuff like that. So the rocket ship is basically how you ship off items and get money for it. So you can see titanium, silicone, plastic, all that good stuff. So this is all like raw materials that people need, I guess, other places, and you send it out to them and they give you money for them. They're called contracts. So the contracts is how you make money again, and that is how you unlock new blueprints and everything. So this is the first, I think, machine that you craft. It's your blueprint machine. This is everything that you can craft in the game will pop up on here. You need to have the blueprint before you can craft anything. So once you unlock the blueprint, you got to buy it. Once you buy it, you'll have the blueprint, and then it'll pop up in whichever machine, you know, makes that certain item. So this is the workbench. This is the second machine that you unlock, and this is how you make mostly everything. You're going to make other machines this way. You're going to make equipment. You're going to make, you know, your rocket ship platform. This is where your hover bike platform, your rover platform, all your main stuff is going to pop up on here. So your blueprint comes up on the you unlock the blueprint first as you progress, completing the objectives, the main objectives. So you complete main objectives, you unlock a blueprint. Once the blueprint is unlocked, you got to see how much it costs. You make the money.
Level below 50%.
You make the money for it. Oh, I got food coming. Good old chili. Alright. like I said, you do your main objectives, your blueprints will unlock. Once you unlock the blueprint, you can see how much it costs to buy it. Once you buy it, it'll automatically show up in the machine that you use to make that item. And once you get the items you need, all the ingredients to make that item, you can craft it. So, like I said, this is where you're going to craft all your transformers, the stuff for the base, your transportation, all that good stuff. And then as far as the next machine that unlocks, I'm not sure. There's so many of them. I know it's the blueprint machine, then it's the workbench, and I want to say the next one, I can't even remember. There's so many of them, and then you can start unlocking them in whichever order you want. But every machine has a purpose. Some machines you use more than others. Obviously, the liquid processor you're going to need for water. You got the food processor for food. You got the canister maker for your oxygen. That's the only thing that I've ever had to make on here. I don't know what else you can make, but you got the furnace here to make metals and stuff like that. Workbench I showed you, got the chemistry station. This is how you make different chemical items and your medical kits. So it's good to keep a couple, I guess, med packs on you. Like I said, you don't use them that much though. I didn't, at least. So
Nutrition level below 50%.
where's my pack? Alright, let's go explore a little bit. So I'm gonna take you to a new area and I'm gonna show you different things you can explore. Alright, so we're gonna go to Mount Erebus. But before I do that, let me show you. I showed you how to extract ice. Now you're gonna see rocks with different color stuff on it, right? So that's iron. More iron over here. Let me see. Let me show you. I'll show you copper. In some of those trenches over there, you're gonna find copper. Severe weather approaching. That's not good. We can get hurt. That's another thing that can hurt you. Severe weather. I forgot about that. It's gonna be like a Zion storm or something. There's different weather climates that can happen, like sandstorm.
Detected.
Yeah, see, ion storm. You're gonna see lightning bolts, and it can hurt you. One just went right there. See? You gotta watch out. That can hurt you. Oh. All right. So down here is where you can find copper. Copper, iron, and ice is your main ingredients you're going to need to make the necessities. Copper, iron, ice, and water. Obviously you need ice to make water. But those are the three ingredients you're going to use the most. Now in a Zion storm you can't see shit, obviously. I have no idea where I'm going. Fuck. I knew this was going to happen. See, that just hurt me. Alright, I gotta get the hell out of here. I can't see. Okay. I'm gonna get stuck. I just need to get out and go back to my base. Look at that. How sick is that? That's cool, ain't it? Lights for the rocket and for the front door. Alright, let's get this. So, like I said, it can get stuck. Bam, it comes right back. Alright, let's let this storm pass and then we'll go. Now all this stuff that I have, like these storage containers, that all can get built on the workbench. You unlock the blueprints, and then, like I said, it pops up in the station that makes that specific equipment. You got a bed here, you got a screen. A sign is primary. I don't know why you don't ever go to sleep. I forgot about this room, the map room. So you got to build this eventually as one of the main objectives, and this is all the different areas that you can go to. So there's 12 different areas, and that includes the landing zone. So actually 11 new areas besides the landing zone. The first one that you unlock, I believe, is Hope Canyon. And then I'm not sure from there. Alright, Hope Canyon. This is the first area that you come to. See if we can find this drone running around here. Alright, so you're gonna see different things like this that you come across while you're out exploring. Some of them have these little boxes that you can open up. There's gonna be different items in it. Obviously, I grabbed all the items from this one. Now, you see this rock here with different color on it? Aluminum. You're gonna find different raw materials in different areas. So when you click on one of those areas on the big world map, when you click on an area, it'll come up with a list that shows you the exclusive raw material items that are exclusive to that area that you won't find anywhere else. So you got aluminum here. I can't remember what else is here. I think aluminum's the main one in this area. But let's hop back in. Is that the drone? There's the drone. Alright, now he's going to try and attack me. So the way you take care of them is with your extractor. Alright, so he's going to shoot at you. It's easy to dodge. Now you point it at him, and you see it says hostile, right? You gotta hold it until he blows up. Now anytime you're near it, it said radioactive area. When you get close to those drones, they're radioactive, so they're gonna hurt you when you're just sitting close to them. Alright, we want to go down to that antenna there. That's actually the third. So your main objectives in this game are surviving, progressing, and shutting down the antennas. The antennas is jamming your signal to get home. So that's what you need to do. You need to shut those down. So on top of progressing and surviving, you need to shut down the antennas too. Now we gotta watch that tornado. Alright. As I said, there's a list. Main power, life support, and aux power. I don't know what the aux power does. If there's main power, if it's green, that means there's lighting in it. And that means the life support will be on. The life support means there's oxygen. Aux power, I'm not sure what that means. I don't know why it's dark in here. It shouldn't be dark. Oh, that's because I shut it down. I forgot. It's dark because I shut it down. So any antenna you come in, you come to the first power source, you grab this knob, this toggle, and you pull it down. Then you got to come up and I think there's like 4 different toggles up here. Yeah, you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 4. Oh wait, there's 4 of them downstairs too. So there's 4 on the bottom floor, 4 on the top floor. You shut all those off, and that's how you shut down the antenna. The antenna is what's blocking your signal home. That's just the story part of it. Alright, so this is the antenna. And I'm about to run out of juice. Now see, it just ran out. Okay, so the rover is 7 minutes and 25 seconds. So that's how long the rover lasts. So I'm pretty sure the rover is shorter than the bike. Alright, so this is how you get in here. You gotta look for that symbol. Alright, so this is a crashed spaceship. So there's no power in here. You got a light that pops up on your hand. And you keep an eye out on these boxes, and there's going to be some of them that you can open, some of them you can't. So there's a tunnel down here that we can go in. What's up here? Nothing. Okay. Alright, let's go down here. So here's another area. This is one of the droids. This is one of the droids that you scan to open. So let me close it. So when you come to it, it's going to be like this, right? Ready. Now normally it would pop up and it would say something that lets you know that you can scan it, and you got to do a quick puzzle, and then that opens it. And it'll pop open like that, and there's going to be specific items in there that you need. Anything else over here? So you're gonna come in contact with these a lot, because you need to find these to unlock the antenna. You need a key to unlock that big antenna that we were in before this. Come down here. This is another area. I forget what's over here. Oh yeah, area up here. See, there's another box. Wait, did I open? I don't think I opened this one. Nope, look. H2O.
Nutrition level below 50%.
I took all that.
Oxygen level below 50%.
Okay, so we need to pop some oxygen. Alright. We got more oxygen. This is an item that gives you research points that you put in that research machine, but I don't need it. So you saw how I found that. It was closed, you open it, and there's some items in there. Alright, now we can head back. Alright. Come back to this part, and this is how you get out. So it said that our nutrition is low, so we need to go into the rover so we can eat. Look, this is a transformer, a power transformer. So some stuff that you would normally have to build, you come across out in the world sometimes. Okay, I don't think I have food. I only got water. So water will still give you nutrition. Not much, but it'll help. Alright, we gotta head back. Now you don't have to recall them, you can leave them like parked wherever, and if you go in and come out, they're still going to be there. I just like leaving them on the platforms that they come on. So when you first land, this is where you come out of. So when you first land on Mars, this is the ship that you come in when you start the game. So you first start here, and it tells you need to find the key to get out of this, and you need the items. So there's the scanner, the extractor, the constructor. That's where you first pick up your tools, and then you come to this thing and it's closed, and you open it, and this key is there, right here. That landing pod key, and that's how you get out. This is the suit that you're wearing. Pretty cool. And then once you put the key in and get those 3 tools, you start the game. Now this This is new. This only got
Nutrition level below 50%.
This only got here when I finished the second to last mission. And then this lands, and this gives you the last area that has the shuttle that takes you home. So basically to beat the game is getting back home. So I'm going to show you now that I got that transformer. I'm going to show you what it looks like to set up a transformer with all these turbines on it. Alright, so deconstruct. Alright. Now if you don't have sufficient power, this is what's going to happen. The lights are going to go off. Your machine stop working and you can't build anything. So if you construct a new machine and your power goes out, that means you need to add more transformers and more power. So what you'll do is you'll come out here, you'll find an open spot like this with the 4 squares. Let's see, we want the transformer. Bam, land it right on there. It's green. It even says connected. When you're not connected, it goes away. Okay, so now we need to add a power line. Wait, will that connect it? No. Deconstruct, so I need to make it closer. Where is it? There it is. Alright. Bam. Now it's connected. You see it automatically connected. So let's put that there. Let's face that one that way so it's connected. And then this one there. Bam! Now you just heard the power cut back on. So everything will be back on in my base. Yup. Everything's back on, all my machines, everything. So like I said, this is your board that shows all the different areas. When you click on one, it pops up and it tells you the scan cost and it tells you the items that are in it. Why won't it tell me? I don't know why it's not showing it. Maybe because I already scanned them. So maybe you can only see the items in it when you haven't scanned it yet. Which is dumb. I feel like it should have the items listed regardless. Alright, let's go to... I need to make some food. So, then we'll go to New Amsterdam, because that's the area where all the housing is. Alright, so what do I need? I need water. You need water and iron to make nutrient soup. Alright, we need to get more ice. Alright, now let's go get ice. Alright. See it pop up there first. should be good with our what we got. I got enough oxygen. I got enough food. I got enough power cells. So we just need to let shit go by. Let this weather go by. And then we'll be alright. Alright, so the sun's getting ready to come up. So we need to go east, north. I want to go to New Amsterdam. Alright, this place is cool because this is where everyone used to live. And now nobody's here. Now you can see this has all three. Power, life support, and aux power. Look at this place,
Nutrition
man.
level below 50%.
Alright, let's eat something. All these cars, some of them have things on the back that you can open. So you definitely want to check all that stuff because there's certain items that you need to break down in your recycling machine. And what that does is, whatever you put into the recycle machine and you break down, all the ingredients that are needed to make that item, it'll break down that item into all those ingredients and you get each of those ingredients. So one of the main things that you need later on for like the rover platform are circuit boards. The circuit boards are hard to find, but you can find those in advanced rocket parts. The advanced rocket parts are usually found out and about in different areas. So there's different items like that that you need to get, that you can only get from recycling parts. There's a mission in here. Different things you can open up to find different items. See, there's some stuff I left behind. Chip trays, which is this thing, which I don't have no clue what you would need that for. Maybe you would recycle it. I don't know. These you can take back and whatever's on them you can display on those screens that you saw in my base. Like this picture, you can take that home with you and it'll display it on the big screen if you want, just to change up your thing. Piggy bank you can open, and there's exclusive items in there. Definitely check those. But anything that you can open, I recommend you checking. It's good to explore all these areas. Like stuff like this is going to have stuff in them. You got poly water, you got health, toilet paper holder, which I have no clue what you would need that for, but you would probably recycle it, take it down, break it down. Look, you got stuff in here. Look, oxygen. Any oxygen you want to take. The main things that you want to, anytime you find it, that you want to grab is oxygen, food, and power cells. Because those, like I said, those are the three things that you need to come out with. So if you find them while you're out, grab them. This is an elevator. Storage, roof, offices. See? Explosive charge. I'm taking that. Data, that's something that you get research points for. Rocket fuel, we want that. Computer scrap, we're not worried about. I got that at home. This is another thing that you get research points for. This gets you the most research points. Now, in different areas, there's different puzzles that you gotta complete, and it'll give you these as a reward. They give you 100 research points. Did I open this? See, another anomaly shard. Those give you 100 research points. So I recommend taking those. I don't even think I've been in here. Alright, more oxygen. like I said, man, anytime you're out and about and you're exploring, open everything up. You never know what you're gonna find. This place is huge. You can open up these trash cans. Sometimes you'll find stuff in them. You can even go into some of these huts. That one's closed, that one's locked. This one you can get into. So this was somebody's living area. I was actually in here because all this is gone. Do a little night riding. I recommend that you do all your exploring during the day. If you do happen to get caught at night, obviously you can still see. But it's just a lot easier to do it during the day. Alright, so we need to go south, then west to get back. This should say landing zone. So you heard that my nutrition level is below 50%. Well, if it hits 0, then you die. What happens when you die is you pop up back at your base and you lose all the items in your backpack that you had. So you don't want to die. Again, I have a full playthrough. You can go in my playlist section and check it out. It's pretty long, man. I think I got like 17 episodes. The last episode is me launching home, which was pretty cool, but yeah, it was definitely a long one, and it was definitely a fun one, man. I thought about doing another playthrough, but like I said, it's a long game, so I think one playthrough is sufficient. Again, this is the beginner's guide, some tips and tricks, and if you have any questions, man, leave them in the comments below. And I'll do my best to respond to them and give you guys any more information on surviving Mars Pioneer that you may want. Alright? Until next time, Team Machine. Later.